Hello and welcome back to the CWL Pro League. We've got Elevate versus eUnited coming up next. And, you know, on Trading Shots, we talked about it back, and I was feeling like Elevate's on the rise, right? They won like 5 in a row between crossplay, and then last week they go 3-0. I picked them over eUnited, then yesterday happens. Elevate lose to Heretics.
Not only did you pick them over eUnited, you said Elevate was going to win both Search and Destroys, and that risk break or something.
Yeah.
In a skateboarding accident.
Skateboarding accident.
That's what happened. That's what happened on Trading Shots.
I was twisted on that Trading Shots, apparently. But let's talk about what the Elevate team has been doing well as we head into this particular series. We'll kind of start talking about their front. Through that stretch, Nameless, where they go 5-0, what were you really starting to like out of that squad?
Well, one, I was starting to like the way Skies was playing. This guy was going absolutely off for this team, and Brezzy, right? Like, he got our MVP in 2 days last week because he's been going off. He came out of nowhere. Like, Brezzy's obviously been doing well this season in the Pro League, but these type of stats were not something that we were expecting out of him whatsoever. And both these guys have just been lighting it up, and frequency hardpoint especially. First time they lost it was, what, yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday watching him on frequency hardpoint, Brezzy had like a 0.9. It's just something we usually don't expect, especially being their best map. Emery's had an unbelievable first map. Basically had a 2.0 that first map, and it just went downhill from there. But just losing that frequency for me, it would have been a 3-1 series if you ask me, because they won the S&D obviously 6-5, and we know how aggressive they are in control, especially in that arsenal. Profizi was able to step it up, and unfortunately they lost that game 5 to Heretics yesterday, but just losing that frequency to me was the big part.
Yeah. Well, for a team that maybe doesn't have your typical superstar on it, it's just one of those rosters kind of further down the list. It doesn't have some of the guys that are on it, LG, and Optic. Do people like Brezzy and Skies just have to perform consistently for this team?
In order to beat those teams, you need both of them to always perform.
Yeah.
They can't take maps. They can't take maps off, really, because if they take a map off against a team like eUnited, I know map one is frequency, for example. If these guys don't win frequency, they're not going to win this series against eUnited. So these guys have to perform at a high level at all times in order to compete. Because eUnited just has so many people. So Simp is going to go off. He just is. But then it doesn't have to be Clay. It doesn't have to be Pristini. It could be a BZ. It could be RC. There's just so many people.
There's too many weapons.
There's too many weapons on these top tier teams. These guys have to perform.
I know Elevate has a very tough schedule this week, but with the way the teams above them have been performing, you talk about your Envies, your Splice, your Heretics. Like, do you give, before we start to talk about eUnited, do you give Elevate a chance to crack into the top 4?
I still don't. I still don't. Their schedule is that much harder than it was last week, and then it's really only and Envy has a way easier schedule.
If they
did not look that bad last week.
If they won yesterday versus Heretics, I'd give them a chance, but
that kind of broke the back for you.
They have eUnited, Envy, and 100 Thieves left.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough. Look at those stat lines there at the top. Stylistically, this is a really tough matchup for them. But
well, question for you about eUnited now. So if eUnited, though, is this sort of a trap game in the sense that you just came out and beat the team you've been trying to get over the hump against? You've been trying so hard to beat 100 Thieves. They've had your number. You get that victory, and then you go up against the likes of Elevate. Is it going to be tough to match that intensity?
I can't think of anything more eUnited-like than to beat 100 Thieves, and everybody's like, all right, clear-cut top 2 team in the game. And then the next day they lose to Elevate. You're like, what happened? Like, that's just something that I feel like could happen to United. I spoke to Bryce, and he was like, this is a Game 5 series, Ant. I'm not going to tell you why, but this is a Game 5 series.
Well,
it's like, all right.
To touch on it a little bit, I want to hear your guys' 3 opinions on it, because we've talked about teams that are at the top have a chance to widen their map pool a bit when you talk about the vetoes. And one thing it seems like for them is it's some maps that maybe favor Elevate in the sense that they aren't the strongest maps for eUnited. Study, what do you think about teams kind of going out of their way to widen that map pool?
Definitely in Pro League is definitely the place you need to do it. Like, just going up against these non-stronger teams that are sitting at the bottom of the division, you're going to want to play maps that you usually don't play. We saw Optic Gaming doing it a lot when they were here, playing a lot of frequency arsenal, frequency control, just frequency in general. Just you want to be able to expand it, because all these other teams are just going to be able to step up in their game modes in every single map that they need to, and they're going to make their map pool just way bigger.
It's also important because, like, you may not play Elevating until the next tournament, and it's like, let's play them on their best maps, so then when it gets to our actual match, we know we really can beat them on. So it's something like that can help you go.
True that, but I just think it helps the vetoes against the other top teams. Yeah, I don't think United is really worried about Elevate. That's when they go forward to a tournament. That's not what it is. It's about beating those guys and making sure that you do not have an auto veto when it comes to playing those guys. Being good at all the maps so you can pick the ones that you're strongest against.
Well, how big of a piece is that to maybe take one of them down when we get to Anaheim? How big of a piece is this widening your map pool? How big part is that?
It's huge. It's huge. I think that's why 100 Thieves beat Optic at the last tournament in the winners bracket final. Just them having a stronger map pool when it came down to it at the end, they were able to take both those hard points against Optic because Optic didn't have a strong enough map pool against them. Against the top teams, it's really just small edges. And your map pool is one of those edges that you need to have.
One of those things to try and catch up. But yeah, they've jumped into one of our favorites as we head towards Anaheim. And I know briefly when we started the broadcast, we touched a little bit on how impressive that series was versus 100 Thieves last night. But as we wait to get ready in this series, I just want to kind of refresh through that before we hop into it. Nameless, they won it in 3-0 fashion. That's the first time the 100 Thieves have been 3-0 to my knowledge since February 19th. So it has been since basically the beginning of the Pro League. How shocked were you to see eUnited come out and win in that fashion?
I was mind blown. And even like the respawns, 100 Thieves was what, 38-7 in respawn, right? Going into that series. Those respawns were not close. It was 250, 130, 3-0 in control. Dominated them. I didn't expect that at all out of eUnited. Like, the amount of pressure that Prasini, Abizi, and Simp put on them was unbelievable. And even you and Joe were highlighting it during the cast. Like, Hills 2 and 3 on Gridlock. When are they going to fix it? Like, those are mistakes that we're starting to see in 100 Thieves because of how good eUnited has become to be able to exploit that.
I have a question now about Prasini, because he's a guy that we've talked about over the years that has been a little bit hit or miss, right? He's been very inconsistent, but that's typically when he was your entry guy. He was the guy playing maybe the hardest role in the game. Now, Pac, that he's playing a Maddox and has to change his playstyle a little bit, do you think we're going to see maybe the best version of him, the most consistent version of him?
When he first switched to Maddox, he was still doing that thing where he gave his life away at times when he didn't need to, just because he was so used to being the entry guy. He was playing a little bit too fast. But like the performance we saw yesterday, he slowed down. His pacing was great, and he has tremendous skill. Now that he's not giving his life away, he can actually use that skill more often, and you're seeing it come out in his gameplay for sure.
We talked about this too, another kind of piece of this. I think it was me, JP, and Merc had a DM that we were talking about, like, Maddox duo versus Sog duo. And I think any title previously, like, I think if I was building a team, if I was building like a superstar team, I would start at the submachine gun level for basically every title. Is this the first title where that's a little bit different just because of the Maddox?
No,
you guys still say
not at all.
Sog?
Think about it this way. Before the Maddox duos were there for these teams before. 100 Thieves picked up Priesta, won the Sog, became dominant. Simp joined this team. I know they got second before that, but this is not the same United. They're way better than that version at Vegas.
So still, if you're building a team, that core, you start with the submachine guns?
Absolutely. I think that's what makes you consistent, right? Like, we look at Luminosity and what holds them back from being that consistent, dominant squad, I think it's their Sogs. So, like, you can have these superstar Maddox players, but if you don't have those great Sogs, it's going to be tough for them to really take over games.
All right, well, had a little bit of time there to break stuff down for you before we hop in, but up next, it's eUnited Elevate. Ben, Chance, take it away, boys.
Thank you so much, Maven. Thank you to the analysts as well. Now, Chance, I'm curious, because you don't often get to go on trading shots, and I would love for you to, it's almost like a show built for you.
Right.
But
that's why I can't go on.
I don't know if he is.
It'd be free. Like, come on.
All right, calm yourself. Maybe not that free.
I'm undefeated.
But, did you see last week, by chance? Did you hear what Maven said? You probably didn't. It's fine. I don't blame you either. He was raffling on as he normally does. But he said Elevate was going to beat eUnited. He said he was going to take both Search and Destroys, which I was a little surprised that he went there. But either way, his rationale was that Elevate is coming off this really good run of form. Obviously, we know what we're going to get from eUnited. Still necessarily true. But in terms of that run of form, Chance, do you kind of share the same sentiment he does, or no?
I'm going to be a negative. So you could ask me about any team. I could be positive about them and explaining all the great things and how they're all going to be better and win and yada. Or you can be negative and tear them apart. So,
all right, but wait, be realistic.
Okay, I'll be realistic, which kind of leans in the negative direction because Elevate, they get 3 wins last week, but they're coming off a top 16 placing, but they're a new team. So you're saying, all right, top 16, new team, whatever, you build from that. They get a couple wins, you're thinking, great. The teams they beat a Splice who just plays top 12, and if we know anything about Splice, different roster, things aren't looking great. They beat, what, a Denial, also top 16, and then they beat an E6, also top 16. So the 3 wins last week, they beat teams that are on the same level of what they got at London, which is the bottom of the barrel, but they're still good wins. So you can't take that away from them. The immediate next step they had was Heretics, who is definitely a jump up in competition. They got top 6, whatever it was, then they lose a game 5. Now you're going against an eUnited, again, a step up in competition. Maven's in there, can't, but I'm saying as positive you want to be, we haven't seen the next level from Elevate yet. And off the rip, well, RCD's fine. Basically their whole team. Abizi cleans up the scraps. eUnited in the hill.
Well, we'll see how this one pans out. So far, good start for eUnited. And the guys on the desk just kind of hinted a little bit about Prestini and, you know, his performance. It was the last grand final eUnited were in back in London, where he didn't really perform at the level you know he can. And since then, maybe just adjusting his pacing a little bit and getting a little more comfortable as it stands. eUnited with a good hold. Now it's just a foot race towards the back of the map. So there's going to be Clay, who's first to the party. There's going to be 3 players rotating, though. He reads it. Can he stay alive? Yes, he can. don't have the spawns, but they're still up, and that's what counts.
If they were a half-second quicker, that would have been the perfect play out of eUnited, but you can see they get there a little bit too late, force themselves to take bad gunfights. So it's an incredible first hill, but there's potential for Elevate to bounce back here on the second. But the pressure in the back, it just comes through. No one watched that back alley, and, well, okay, perfect 2 hills for United.
And this is a map which Clay specifically is so good at, just in terms of his movement and in terms of being in the right place at the right time. There, of course, a couple of seconds you could maybe argue off, but he did well just to stay alive anyway. On his first attempt at retaking spawns, he's successful. So good job, eUnited. Still Elevate looking for their first point. They're finally going to get it, but how many more will they be able to get? 30 seconds left here on P2. Skies will drop. Now the trades should come through. Whalers fighting from the front. How many more can he find with the KN? Well, doesn't look like many. 14 seconds. Scrap looks good for eUnited. Again, keep your eye on that number 1. That's Clay on his rotation. He's going to have a couple of tough fights. The first one's going to come from M. Ruiz, who takes care of him. Elevate should be good to get at least a little bit of time.
And if anyone from Elevate died in those final few seconds, they would have gotten punished with the brutal spawn. They all stay alive. They all win their gunfights. They secure the back spawns, and they secure the rotation. Now, of course, though, fighting contest time up through elbow side of things, but Elevate getting all the kills. Sky's looking for the second. He's got a little bit of help, and this is as good of a job as they could do for the rotation. Of course, they're still working down from about 40 points down, but so far so good. But the kill feed just lights up for United. You got the SOG surging forward, but another team kill comes in. I think that's the 3rd one we've seen from United, and we're only at the 3rd hill.
They're just playing just so fast, such a quick pace. A nade here would destroy 3 players from Elevate. Unfortunately for Arcees, he doesn't have one. Skies did. He found a nade kill. Abizi somehow still alive in the hill, though. 15 seconds left. Abizi looking for 2. Not gonna find it. Skies that cleans up the scrap time. So, like a pretty horrible start for Elevate. They managed to do at least a little bit of the damage limitation.
Absolutely. And of course, Sky's potentially going for streaks as well. 325 off, but playing inside the hill, so that pops. Now just 275, just straight up kills the first. Now 150. He's got the teammates for the support, and now he's like, all right, I can back out of the hill. I can let you do the dirty work, or at least go for the trades. He's got the Tempest, 25 off, and Sim shuts him down. He gets 2 big kills with the SOG, and that also allows them, well, to break through for a half second, as the double kill from Bredri is there. So no streaks, but a nice little bounce back, potentially getting close to tying up the game.
30 seconds of scrap time. If they get it all, they will be a lead change here. Elevate will take over, and it's important they do start strong on this game 1. For Feezy, team kills. Elevate don't have control of the scrap, so no lead change at all. Rotation, no. Elevate's ready and waiting on the right side of the map. Whalers actually have the first fight here for this rotation. It's against Clay, and deals with him.
I'm Skies here. I'm definitely keen to potentially pull out the Tempest, but at the same time, maybe doesn't need it. You got the nade to lock down the front. You got teammates here, but there you go. He pulls it out. We'll see what kind of damage he can do. Not a lot. Not a lot at all, but the great news is it's early enough in the game that he might be able to get a second crack, or almost certainly will at the pace he's playing at. So he doesn't get a kill with the Tempest. He comes back the next life, picks up 2, Elevate. Perfect hold so far.
Still 40 seconds. Profusi back into the hill. Well played from him. Just valuing his life as much as he possibly can. In that situation, at least. Skies was close to streaks earlier on. He's 210 away now, but more importantly, M. Ruiz also close to streaks. He finds himself 190 away. The hip fire, is it enough? Yes, it is. 65, all he needs. Clay fighting at the back of the map against Profizi for spawns, and Clay's going to be in a world of pain. All of Elevate flying over towards him. He drops, and Elevate take the lead.
Yeah, Pristini gets traded out as well. So this has been a pretty insane turnaround from Elevate. They have been scorching through. Emery's, by the way, New Hill's going to pop. Great news for him. The points are there, 15 seconds off, and some streaks will be his. And frankly, I think he might just be able to sit in the hill and get him. The United, no one's home. You got 2 players coming from elbow, 3 players trying to deal with Whalers. Whalers in the back feels the pressure. You get the streaks in the hill. A lot of problems getting caused towards the back. Simp has picked up 3 along the way, but obviously someone needs to hit up because the lightning strike instantly called in. M. Ruiz from inside the hill doing the damage.
Love that. Earned the streak, used the streak, and now the pressure towards the backside of the map is going to come through.
Simp just killed everybody, by the way.
Yeah. That was impressive, but Emma Ruiz is still alive. He goes for the Tech 5 boost. Oh, almost enough. And well, Simp, after that rampage, has actually put himself close to streaks as well. So Emma Ruiz had to use the lightning. Hellstorm still left. Simp got to find streaks of his own here.
I mean, that's completely absurd. He's killed 6. He killed 5 on his way through the back. He was literally, well, not a one-man army. He definitely had some help, had a little bit of bait, but no one else in the feed was picking up the kills but him. That's a nice individual turnaround, but Elevate as a team, obviously taking the lead, looking to extend it. You're thinking about the War Machine inside the hill. I don't know about flak or a trophy. Well, there's the flak. The trade doesn't even come in for the help.
Simp had engineer there, so he knew there was going to be no trophies. He was just risking, do they have flak on or not? Only finds the first streak. Did not find the Hellstorm. Is it going to be enough? Well, we'll see. Elevate with the lead, 138, 114, 30 seconds left. Abizi with the grab slam could be the playmaker here. Wants to go for it. Going to be able to do so. Elevate, great hold so far.
That's just that clean 4 kills and the hesitation on the grab slam. It's going to cost Abizi. Loses half of his progression. It was a perfect first hill from eUnited and a couple okay rotations. And then after maybe the 3rd or 4th hill, Elevate has been storming through the competition. So this is what we talked about at the start, Ben. They had a great week last week, and it definitely looked good, and they're good wins. But there's still another level to Elevate of, like, as a team, what they need to bring to the table, and it's beating the next step of competition. So Sears win against eUnited would be just massive for them, proving that they can, like, they can do it.
At that point, you're skipping the next level, right? You're going straight to Grand finalists. Yeah, screw. we'll have our go. Oh, you just beat 100 Thieves? Yeah, don't worry. we'll have our way with you. That seems how it is so far. 169, 130, 37 seconds left. At the final hill of the rotation number 2. Feezy with a couple of fights. Simp's going to find 2. They're just not slowing down whatsoever. Tempest is out. Scrap time good for eUnited. They will take the lead here if they're able to take all of it. But bear in mind that rotation is going to be tough. Attack 5 invested from Clayster, recognizing just how important this rotation is going to be, but now has to win it 1v2. Now makes it a 1v1. Clay so close. Couldn't do it himself, though. The trade's not there. Or are they? As Abizi tries to fly through. Beautiful, beautiful play from Elevate.
Well, RC's in the hill with the ICR. You expect he's going to get made quick work of. That is the case. I will say, depending on how long this game goes on, the first Tempest Skies used, he didn't get a kill. The second one he used, he was able to find 1. Maybe he gets a 3rd Tempest and he can find 2 kills right at the very end of the game, but it is unlikely because Elevate in this hill, 40 seconds left on it. There's a ton of time they might potentially be able to get, including the fact that Bravizi is already working on securing spawns for new. And when they're in the hill milking this time, this is a massive set of plays coming in from Elevate.
That's just unfortunate timing there for Simpus. He tried to drop down. eUnited break into the hill. Now can you hold it? Well, Clay has found himself a double. 20 seconds left. The spawns are so crucial. And look at Whalers. Number 6, he is just parking the bus at the back of the map, knowing how important these next few kills are. Elevate cannot afford to die. They're actually going to send 2 players all the way back. They know Simp has the lightning. That's what's going to be invested. It isn't going to find any kills yet. It's going to be the follow-up, though, which was the point of investing the lightning. Whalers finds 2, and then, honestly, could seal eUnited's fate here on map 1.
This is just insane as well. And you got Perfeezy with the grab slams. Guys, again, I kind of want to see him just get the 3rd one, but it seems unlikely. Again, Elevate, they can win the game on this hill. So eUnited, they're forced, obviously, to pour on the pressure to contest just a little bit. Clay finds a kill. Persini's there as well, but the flank gets shut down. Emery's in the back. Elevate is just stuffing the pressure. eUnited has done just a good enough job that they can no longer lose on this hill. But obviously, they are built a very difficult hand.
Arstee's actually popped Tempest there to try and break through. Only found 1, then he fell. eUnited, the saving graces, they do have a good rotation set up. But now you're looking at almost a full 60 hold. Abizi first to fall. Again, these kills so important. The spawns are favorable, or were they? No, they're not. Abizi spawns out. He now has to just traverse the map. He actually has a gunfight there, but it probably would have been more beneficial to lose. That, ironically enough, should give him a good spawn. It does. eUnited, they can apply the pressure.
They got to hold on. Again, one good break from Elevate, and this is theirs. And Bravizi sitting on the grab slam, finds one inside for the contest. eUnited, not enough fell, so they can contest their own. Abizi's going to go for it. He's able to find 2. Skies, though, in the back, he gets shut down. And I'll say it, I think Skies might get another Tempest ban. Yeah, he's got it. He's got his third. Now he needs to get 2 kills.
Does he use it here, or is he patient and wait for pipes? Makes more sense to wait.
They're going for the wait. They got the trap. They got 2 players in pipes of their own. They got players mid-map looking for the kills. They're trying to set up for control.
You're going to set up for control. That's great, but you got to find the following kills. Clay opens things up on a rotation, which honestly, Elevate now. Just 7 more points needed. The Tempest is out. Skies has it in hand. Whalers and Emery's have both found wins, so Prestini has to go big. You got 4 seconds to touch the hill. The first Tempest is a whiff. The second one isn't. Abizi is there. He finds a double. eUnited are still alive.
You got to hold on. They have no specialists either. It's got to be nothing but guns for eUnited. Brezzy with the opening kill. RCD's trying to lock down the right side. His team needs to get the left. But you can see Elevate storming through. You got the streaks. They're not there. Elevate, they're in. They get the win. And that is a great start to a series. Maven wanted both the search and destroys, but they'll give you at least the first hard point.
That's going to be massive key for their success. That first respawner. eUnited that just came off a big win against 100 Thieves, being challenged against Elevate. Maybe not what they expected coming into this series, but that's going to be a hell of a wake-up call, Chance.
And that's a hell of a game from Skies as well. 3 Tempests in 1 game. Like you always say, or we've said like from the start of the year, we're cool with you using a specialist early, even if you don't use it in the perfect spot, because if it's that early in a game, you'll get a second one. You get a second crack, and Skies is like, I will do you one better. And I think 3 Tempests for 2 kills.
Hey,
like, hey, that means his gun is doing so well.
We don't judge here, Chance. We don't judge, but
that's a phenomenal game.
Overall, United made it interesting. It was Beezy at the end that found the double, but considering how it started, I was a little worried for Elevate. They just proved everyone wrong, and trying to change that perception, the logical perception. I think it's only right what we talked about before the series, who they were able to beat, their record prior to that, and whatnot. But the run, the form continues.
Yeah, I think the perception, the potential is definitely still there for Elevate to be great, but a long way to go. This series would be the start, and obviously the best map one they could have.
So definitely a good map one, but Skies with the Tempest didn't actually even find the kill there, but he connected with a shot. He connected.
He connected. Again, you did your job. You helped out your teammates just a little bit, honestly.
It was about here where I was like, uh-oh, this could get interesting. But either way, Elevate, they will take map number 1. eUnited feeling the pressure. I know Jess caught up with the players before the game.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, I sat down with Em Ruiz, and he is obviously super disappointed in the loss to Heretics yesterday. And I know yesterday the conversation was kind of around it being a wake-up call and a reality check. And I asked Em Ruiz, is that how you would describe it? And he said, yeah, definitely. He said, we just came in with way too much confidence, and after how last week went, we were feeling so good, so we just completely underestimated them. Versus eUnited, he says that he is not intimidated at all. So we'll check in with eUnited and see how they're feeling. Now, over on that side, Prestini, he is feeling fantastic. He told me about yesterday's win and said, I finally played well. He said, he shared with me that he had been having some anxiety issues that kind of came out of nowhere before matches, but he's dealt with them now, feeling really good. And he did say Elevate's a really good hardpoint team, but I think we can take this 3-1 or 3-2. Let's see how the rest of the series goes. Ben and Chance, back over to you.
Thank you so much, Jess. 3-1, 3-2. Well, it's looking like if eUnited is going to have a chance of winning, it's going to have to be that now. Of course, game 1, Elevate do come out and take it. A good performance from both teams. But just to touch a little bit on what Prestini was saying to Jess, because that is very interesting, saying, yeah, I've had maybe a little bit of anxiety, some pressure going into games, but he feels like he sorted that out. Obviously, yesterday, a good example of just that. And that's the Prestini you need, right? If you're eUnited and you're trying to build this championship recipe, this winning, successful recipe, he is a key component to that, playing consistently well.
And I think, so the coaches have done a lot of talking about, I don't know if you've seen like podcasts that are on, they're doing it on Hot Mic, the coaches episode.
Sure.
And one thing they've always said is the out-of-game stuff from our perspective is probably more important than the actual in-game stuff for like tweaking. Like instead of teaching these guys how to play, all the players know how to play. Yeah. It's helping out. Like Crowder's talked about personality management and just like being an anger translator for certain players, that type of thing. And if I'm Vicenzo, for the job I have to do on this team, one of my key things is hyping up Prestini. Because, like, Prestini is a player that just gets in his head about, like, his own abilities. But, like, he's a disgustingly good player. So if I'm Vicento, it's literally just nonstop hype, gassing him up constantly just to get, like, some confidence in. Because Prestini, even if he plays averagely well on this team, they're going to have a great deal of success, and he's capable of so much more.
I wonder who Crowder was talking about.
Oh, I have no idea. When you saw Anger management. Kenny always seems like an angry guy, except for not at all.
Ever.
Octane, he's not that chill, except for the fact where he's completely chill all the time. Probably Slasher. Yeah, probably.
Well, game 2 search underway. Let's see if the bald eagle, Maven.
Who? Oh, okay. That's not the bald eagle.
Are you correct? He's our bald eagle.
He's the bald Dashi.
Nah. Actually, he is pretty good. I have to give him that. It's impressive watching him play this year. Got to give Maven his credit. But again, he went out on a limb. So he saw Elevate win the searches, and he and Pac-Man kind of looked at him and said, "Are you serious?" Well, it starts here for that storyline, but Elevate have already done the hard work. On map number 1. Already a pretty good retake as well, 4v2.
Skies picking up big kills. Glacier, though, able to return with the double kill of his own. He tries to dance just a little bit, but when all is said and done, Persini in a clear 1 versus 1, 20 seconds. His teammates, I think, actually saw him for the call out. And the beams on M. Ruiz to seal the deal. We have seen Skies do miraculous stuff on Gridlock Search. And he pulls off a 2-piece here. Clayster and Persini, instant response.
Yep, a really, really good response. When we're just talking about Persini, feeling comfortable, not feeling anxious before those games. And, well, it's a great way of starting game 2. That's for sure. A 1v2 clutch to seal round number 1. A good start for eUnited. And, again, you got to get that ball rolling, that momentum now. Snowball it into game 2 after a tough game 1 loss. It's going to be Simp with the sniper rifle. And, well, you go back to the last event. Simp, sniping, Gridlock. Yeah, I think we should spectate him.
Yeah, unfortunately, nobody's home. Bomb site as long as every single player on Elevate going to A. And so they will be able to get this plant for free.
It's an interesting defensive round.
Just trusting the retake. I think, the first series we had, every single opportunity for a retake to happen, it seemed like it was successful. So now eUnited gets a crack.
See if you're right. Already, United are in, scot-free, and, well, Simp, he's looking for the angle. Not going to find it just yet. He's the type of player where if you give him a chance at hitting a shot, he's going to hit it. They found the first blood. They forced Elevate all the way back towards their own side. Simp will drop. The flank comes through from Brezzy. That's enough to shut down Arcades. Meanwhile, Abizi's forced to push forward, but it's a 2v3, 2v2, 2v-none. Elevate bounce back.
Remember that time? 30 seconds ago, where I was like, that last series?
Yeah.
Well, that was last series. So far, this game,
series, no.
0 retakes.
Yeah, 0, none of them.
But they've tried. Both teams have tried to retake the site. Neither successful. And this, honestly, for best play, I think hits the nail on the head. Because as soon as that guy flanks and gets the kill on Arcades, everyone on United is forced to panic. You got to look every single direction. You got to hope the players don't slide into showers, and it's just pure chaos. So, Brezzy making the best play.
Oh, good job. Nicely timed flank. There's enough for Elevate to tie things up 1-1. Brezzy with a good start as well. 3-1 overall. It's for Clay at 3-2 on the United side. Simp still looking for the first kill, and he was so close, yet so far.
The very common 140 damage from the sniper bullet of the Paladin. Obviously not enough, and Stim Shot gets him right back. He's looking for Brezzy, and, well, he gave him a second opportunity.
You just had to peek. You just had to peek, didn't you? You just couldn't say, oh, well, it's Simp with a sniper rifle. Let me just go about my business and be on my merry way. Oh, no, 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 no. You give him a chance, and he takes it. Now for Elevate, as they try and retake into showers, it's a 3v3, but Simp is there with the nade. That's going to cause all sorts of chaos, and the pistol's out. There's one. There's lucky number 2. Oh, my God. Okay.
That's so unnecessary.
All right, Simp. All right. Okay.
So he had the clustering grenade that he placed perfectly in between, like, mid-showers. To know that you're going to force the players forward. That's why he gets the pistol kill for this one. But you could have finished the job with the pistol, and instead you do that.
If I'm sat next to him, I'm just looking at him like...
Just why?
Really?
It's just so unnecessary.
Really?
I mean, it's perfect, but, like...
I mean, yeah.
Ugh.
Wow. I just want to see Dashi and Simp just snipe against each other like all day.
Oh, when they like play against each other, they'll literally never be on the same side. It'll just by some miracle they'll just be on opposite sides of the map constantly, and they'll both like be destroying the remaining members of the lobby.
Just never each other.
Like that.
Just never each other. That definitely would be a snipe battle for the ages. Elevate's done well to just bring themselves at least a little bit back into this. It was a 2v, or sorry, a 2v5. Now it's a 2v3 with those couple of kills. Simp is still up though with the sniper rifle, and that's a problem. If anyone pushes over towards B, this is the first, but he has information on both players. United with all the info in the world.
Well, Reggie, though, actually gets the pick, so this 2v5 is looking real doable. Back alley's open. Simpto finds it. He has to hit the tough shots. In the tough shots, he hits the bailout. Right now is that young man.
I was starting to get nervous. I was like, oh, God. Hell of a round for Elevate there, considering how far they were down. But there's your first action time on point. You can jump. It doesn't even matter. Flicks up. Simp with 2, and well, he's enjoying himself, and rightfully so.
Do you think at any point when this roster formed, Clay out loud said, no, let me snipe? Do you think that ever happened?
I hope there's a video of it, because I would love to see Sim's face. They probably like, all right, bet, try it for a day. Simp was like, sorry, Chief. You may be the captain of the squad, leader, but no. Sniping duties, yeah, that's on me. As he finds himself now just 100 away from streaks. That's why he's playing a little passive. He's just trying to cherry pick anything he can, but his teammate's full. He's left to concede. Honestly, if they wanted to, the rotation to B, it's on. He does have bomb as well, and maybe it's just the bait. Force Elevate out. 2v4, it's tough. It's real tough. Clay's gonna have to bait for Simp here at some point in this round. They're rotating. As Clay played this perfectly, I hear him and Simp talking. They've done it. They've done it perfectly. That's just beautiful, Search.
And honestly, they could win this round.
With the Lightning, yep.
They could definitely win this round. Clayster, if he wins one gunfight and gets out with his life, this is huge. But you can see everyone surging forward. They're actually just going to meet up 2v4. This is bad news for eUnited, and just like that, they lose. So they could have won it. But Elevate, just body stack, make sure you don't have to trade anything if you don't die.
If Simp looks towards his right there, maybe there's a chance, or if both players just somehow manage to back away enough and kind of play it back to back and use the Lightning, maybe even ping it. But it's a lot to invest into a 2v4. You can see they wanted to just try and make it at least a little closer. As the bomb will be defused now. He's just taking his time. And he himself now actually is going to be close to streaks.
Nice little love tap, saying a little thank you to the French for the help in the American Revolution, Ben. French, one of our oldest allies in America. And we're thankful because, you know, you British people. Y'all did some problematic stuff a couple centuries ago.
Some problematic stuff. Really?
That's, you know, soft language. Either way, they'll Elevate with the bounce back. Nice little round. Of course, the good news for United, Simp was able to at least secure that Lightning, which, granted on Gridlock, not the most hyper-important thing is the score streaks. They're not overly effective, but you can definitely make solid use. At the very least, the ping is just going to be great. By the way, everyone's stacked up inside of A. It is just going to be another trade fest. Who can find these kills? And Persini back with Old Faithful of the Sog, but his teammate's starting to fall.
Here comes Simp, though. And that sniper rifle. Showers, it's not always easy to connect with the shots. Waiting so patiently, the flank comes through, tags him up at least a little. Whalers has found 2, now it's a 1v3. I mean, there should be no way that this is possible, but with that Lightning, you never know. Is he gonna go for it? No.
Just praying for a pick at this point, but Elevate, player peaks for half a second. The hit marker, the best opportunity that you had probably just dissipates at that shot because now they know exactly where he is. They can play around it. If you're throwing a shoulder, make sure it's fast. And I think Simp maybe debating on just going off the map. And that's exactly what's going to happen to avoid it exploding. Another round where we just have a plethora of time to talk about different stuff, Ben.
Yep. Good round, though, from Elevate. Ready for them there.
Tunera.
Clutch up. Again, keep it close. Almost a similar story, really, to the hard point. United starts strong. Elevate close the gap. And, they close out game 1. Can they do the same here game 2?
So they've had 3 offensive rounds. Both times they get the bomb down over towards A, success. One time they try to go towards B, they all died. So if I'm on the side of Elevate, what I'm thinking is 1, A works better. 2, do we expect eUnited to make the adjustment and do we mix things up? Well, another round where everyone just stacks up over towards A. Who gets the trades better?
Ruiz is close to streaks. Bear that in mind here. He does find a pick. That's going to be 1 more. 20 points all he needs. He's waiting for the perfect opportunity. The EKA would be preferred for him there. Clay goes down. I don't know if Ruiz got it, but Elevate, the past few rounds are just running through United.
In their teamwork, and especially Skies, that man is apparently a walking highlight reel inside of showers on Gridlock Search and Destroy. He ends up finding 3 this round. That's the first. Or maybe he finds 4. Okay, he had help for the second, and then he goes and picks up 2 more. If I'm a United, I'm probably just avoiding this place at all costs. The trades have not been great.
Yeah.
Skies, on the other hand, has been. And Ruiz, of course, 20 off.
Just running through him. I don't know. Did he tag up that last kill? Probably not, based off where he was. Deep showers. Yeah, didn't. But he'll grab bomb this round, and yeah, if you're Elevate on attack, you just say, yeah, showers. We'll head over there. Sure. Don't mind if I do.
So Clay with the wall bangs, though, he gets that instant information over towards A. And I would assume Simp maybe going to think about pinging that lightning. But you can see Breggy already leaning over towards some B control. So Elevate actually playing this round fairly well. Of course, the Simp option is still there to find a pick, but he does not connect with the first shot. Now he's debating on the lightning.
You have it.
But Abizi falls. Do you want to invest it? It's a tough call, but he's going to go for it.
You have to. You got to use it at some point. The lightning's going to come through. What's it going to connect with? It gets Ruiz, and that's massive. No streaks for him. Just 20 away. The nade's thrown out for Simp. Gets the hit marker as well. Is it buying time? That's the question. And can Simp hit the impossible shots? Crostini's and Ice Cream. Hit markers for him again. Just buying time. 3v3. 30 seconds. Elevate have to plant the bomb still.
Jeez, hoping for a pick. Arcidy's up top. He's going to get overwhelmed. He does take 1 player down with him. 2v2, but the time not on their side. Simp is able to call it the cross. Nose players coming from the back. That player quicker than he was expecting. He knew Whalers was there. Didn't know about Perfeezy. In Elevate, they find a strat to where they burn the lightning and they still win the round. It's 4 in a row, Ben.
Not necessarily just the burn. It was a little unfortunate that Ruiz won't earn his streaks. He was just 20 away, and that was the player the Lightning did shut down. So not the ultimate best case, but to your point, you use a Lightning out at B, and you still win the round. I mean, they'll take that every day of the week. Maybe Maven's a genius.
I was just about to say, this dude might be a prophet.
I mean, I know it's Maven World League and all, but Jesus.
Because, like, okay, so Elevate wins the frequency. I'm like, okay, it's frequency. They'll do that sometimes, like, not a problem. But if they go up 2-0, that would be very problematic. It seemed like a very United thing, the 3-0 feet.
Yeah.
And the next day, just like, yeah, dude.
One of the problems with predicting United and some of their series, there's a 5v3. This one, honestly, should be over.
Team kill, though, that is huge. That is a 5v3 instantly turned into a 3v3. And Clayster, by the way, apparently making things happen. So he basically finds a kill, gives the second one, and Arcidy's with the kill trade. Does his job. Breggy, they know he was around here. He got the first kill on the man planting the bomb. They know he's around house.
Just be patient. Hold your angles. No dead silence. For Simp. Breggy rotates here. He's going to give up B control. So bomb will be planted. Again, Simp and Clay, we saw them do it earlier on where they're so patient. It's going to be planted all the way back. That's just because of Simp sniper rifle. Breggy's now going to know this for a 2-0 lead in the series. Breggy's coming the right way. Spots Clay, snaps onto Clay. You know Simp had a sniper rifle, 1v1.
The father-son duo too strong. You killed the wrong one first. If Simp's alive, it's going to be a problem. The man's a bailout. But, of course, Clay, again, not to discredit, definitely made the big plays that round. And
he's the reason that round got as close as it did.
Got a kill, forced the team kill to essentially get 2 right there, and then flies out to get the challenge on the man in Ice Cream. Clay absolutely the saving grace. So Elevate, they got 4 in a row, but they do get shut down. United, they get their first in quite some time. They need 2 more to avoid going down 2-0. And keep in mind, Perfeezy thinking about that grab slam. Breggy thinking about that war machine.
Oh, Clay this time just says, you know what? I'm not even going to stop shooting. First blood, Perfeezy dead. United with a 5v4 seconds into the round. Elevate now with a lot of work to do here on the attack. Abizi has 1, but the pinch is coming through mid-map. He's going to have to be careful. Does he have anyone watching it? Honestly, not too sure. Slow peeking. And the sniper, in fact, there is Prestini watching that cross now. Simp rotates out, back towards mid. He gets the information. It's going to be A, boys. Such an important win. If Wailers was able to get it, but he's not. Bomb being planted.
I'll say this is super doable for Elevate. Skies has been the miracle man around this site. Prestini, though, is able to find that first blood. He got a 5v3. Simp's got the pistol, but he is flying. Needs the bait for his teammates. He's going to fall to the nade. Skies, though, able to find the second. Looking for more. Trying to stay alive. Gets the third, but Archides is there to shut him down.
You almost called it perfectly.
Dude, in and around this site,
man.
Skies is just absurd.
3. Need his teammates to just help him out at least a little bit. Trophy available for next round. Round 11. This has been a very, very good series so far. Game 1 was close. A nail-biter right until the very end. Less than 10 seconds in that one. Game 2, round 11. It will be Skies that gets the best play. There's a 3-piece. There's the one with the nade. There's number 2. Turns around, finds number 3. Over towards Tree just before he himself falls. Just do it again. One more time, and, well, you should probably win game 2.
Do it before your teammates fall.
Probably help, right?
Just let Skies by himself go towards showers. Let eUnited be there and kill. That would be a terrible strat. But eUnited, again, they have had a lot of problems over towards A, so they're leaning towards this site. Last time, Breji played this exact spot. This time, they might at least just surge forward fast enough to try to pick him up. They feel the pressure to get inside Prestini. First blood, and he gets out the Sogs, surging through to take Elevate down. Give him a 3v5. Synth doesn't give him time to breathe. Prestini, the aggression from eUnited in the round 11. Talk about a play call. Hold forward and do not stop.
That was that fast?
It was very fast.
Wow. That took Elevate by surprise.
Maven, by the way, not a prophet.
Yeah, not
Thank
a prophet.
God.
Yeah. The world would have been coming to an end. So a brave thing in around 11 to just say, all right, we're flying and we're not going to stop. Normally you see teams play a little passively, but a good round from eUnited, a good game as well. They tie things up 1-1. We'll be back after this with Game 3 Control.
The Call of Duty World League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, the official beverage of the CWL. Scuff Gaming, the official controller of the CWL. And TCL, America's fastest growing TV brand.
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Level up the game.
United tie things up in the search and destroy against Elevate after a very strong game number one. Chance, we were talking about your and Paradox's conversation about 3-0s. Well, we're not going to have one. Another game that potentially could go the distance. Already one game 5 in the books. Hal, give me another one with how close this series has been so far. An unbelievably close game 1 and a very, very close game 2. We'll take a look at the Scuff play of the game. And yeah, it comes from Simp. You don't see the nade before it, but it forces 2 players out. And then he just does this. He's just, yeah, just through the wall, through 2 walls actually. But I mean, I fail to see how you can ever lose a game of Search and Destroy on your team. I
mean, you saw. You kept going to the A site, and Skies kept doing Skies things. And again,
Simp should have just taken the sniper there and just been like, nah, I got it.
If Simp didn't get that kill with the lightning strike on M. Ruiz, who was 20 off his streaks when he was trying to go for the plant.
Right now.
I mean, when he's doing like World Star related things on your team, but even still, Elevate were very close to having that game completely in their hands.
Very, very close. Is your opinions on Elevate started to I know it's only 2 maps and it's still a little, obviously at the beginning we were talking about who Elevate has beaten, and it wasn't an impressive lineup by any means, right? They were tested against Heretics, fell. Now though, 2 up against eUnited, who just beat 100 Thieves, but you did make a really interesting statement to me, which was, this is a very eUnited thing to do.
It's very true.
3-0, 100 Thieves, and then all of a sudden struggle against Elevate the next day. But despite that, opinions on Elevate now after 2 maps?
I think my opinion on Elevate is my opinion on the storyline starting from what we set up last year. In World War II, we were like, this is the best competition we've ever had in the Pro League. I think this year they kicked it up a notch and a half of this is the most competition we've ever had.
Okay.
So I think if I were to peg Elevate at this very moment, I'd throw them somewhere in the top 12 mix, maybe 10 or 11 in power rankings. But I would also say that they are absolutely a good enough team to beat the best in the world.
Right, it's just consistently, that's where your question mark kind of comes in. But head into game 3. Series tied, 1-1. It's going to be a Seaside control. I feel like it's been a while since we've had one of these.
Yes? I suppose, yeah. I mean, not in recent memory, at least none stand out. Seaside hardpoints always seem to stand out, but that is obviously for a different day.
It was Rec that used to play this one a ton. Tommy go for his little barrels flanks as people delay pushed over towards B. Well, for this one already, just a couple of life advantage for eUnited. Nothing to really sing and shout about. Sam Ruiz with a lot of work to do. There's the first shot point. Can he find a second? He was close. Play though shuts him down.
And you can see actually the flank that he puts in allows Elevate to pour the pressure a little bit higher up. Unfortunately, none of the gunfights really go their way, and Simp with a timely nade able to take another player down. So eUnited just trying to stave off a little bit of the pressure, make sure the Elevate doesn't get complete control of the site. Time is starting to tick down, but Elevate still get another push or 2. They want to make it happen here, but these kills, eUnited, they have been beasting. Pristini flying forward, Clayster in the back, each able to pick up 2 kills. Arcees gets his first kill of the map. You can see he hasn't really had to do too much.
Yeah, 1-on-1. Just not necessarily playing bad. He hasn't fed any lives away. As Elevate going to go for another big push. Arcees there to at least pick up the EKA. You've got 2 seconds, Elevate. What have you got? Can you even touch the hill? No, you can't. United steamroll through round 1.
It's very aggressive stuff. I think we're right out of the opening break. I think Simp picked up 3. His teammates, of course, help him for the trades. And we're going to take a look. I'm assuming this will be right at the start.
It's almost like they just continued from round 11. They just kept on running, kept on going forward, and kept on finding the kills. Simp only took, what, less than just over 25 damage there? Quite crazy.
Well, it wasn't too much, and of course, eventually he gets shut down, but I think Elevate, the only opportunity they really had is when M. Ruiz goes on the flank and picks up 1 kill. That was the first time Elevate actually got any sort of control inside the point, and then they all instantly pretty much died and lost any semblance of control. So it was just a tough round for Elevate and a fun one from eUnited. They're being a little bit soft. They go for the slow push mid-map, pick up a couple kills, and they got bodies over towards A.
So got Clay on streak progression. We'll set over now to an eUnited Astro Gaming listening.
Come get my phone.
I'm getting out of hill.
Guys, pushing two on me. One shot.
That's guys. Help you guys hill.
Back door. Tomb breezy.
Profizi's you.
I'm looking back door. I'm in now. Breezy is dead.
I'm looking checkers for you.
Breezy dead. You whalers. Back door, absolute.
Two more there. Two back door. Close.
Go inside. One shot front.
I got streak 2. One more.
Nice.
Two
Front, one shot, dude.
Okay, let's go. Have streaks.
All good. 23.
All right,
I'm gonna try and pick
push him in.
Whalers close. My bad.
Yeah, I got Emery's mid.
One shot. Whalers close. I'm up.
Breezy mid.
Got him.
There's two mid.
I'm stunned, yo.
One's middle statue.
Help me outer, someone.
Breezy middle statue. One shot. Super weak.
Got naded. One's in you.
Grappled away.
Coming outer. Outer skies. I'm one shot.
Up you.
You is one shot, dude. Use one shot.
I got one. I tell one in hill.
We can hill. Near the door.
Nice.
Weak the door.
Tyler, do you want to go to A? Tyler,
Yeah, breezy middle.
Outer's open.
I'm gonna crash.
Outer, absolute. Nice.
Look at their door.
Challenge it together if you guys want.
Nothing.
Alright, I'm going.
Not here.
It's gonna be the door person.
Outer for PC weak.
Chill, chill.
Yeah, I got
it's only both of us. Only two of us.
Going middle.
We're good.
We're going middle.
Two outer.
One shot back.
Slid in one shot.
Elevate don't want to give B up just yet as Simp finds one. But that's going to be B cleaned out. Second tick did not come through throughout all of that chaos. With 35 seconds left, there's a tick into B, 2 ticks into A. 14 to 11, the life advantage for Elevate. As maybe a split push could come through, we'll see. A definitely seems like the primary target here. As Beasley finds the first, Brezzy has to be careful. He got a little bit baited there into that fight. United, they're in A.
And keep in mind, Clayster still has streaks if he wants to invest in them. They picked up a couple kills. You know the players are spawning in the back. Maybe players trying to flank through mid-map. But either way, you get the point. You're tied on lives. And now you got 3 players that have cleared out one direction. You can just call on the streaks to spawn kill. Profizi's trying to be annoying. They'll find a kill on Arcides. He gets taken care of. And Clayster, well, they just want to do it with their guns. And, well, they got a 2-life advantage and plenty of time. They might not need the streaks after all.
Oh, Arcides played that so smart, so sneaky. Almost got the double. But is it even going to matter? That's the question. Elevate down to their final 4 lives. The United still on the hill. The third tick's coming through. It's a desperation push from Profizi, which is not going to work out. Despite their backs against the wall, United come out on top.
And when all's said and done, that's just fantastic decision-making, right?
Yeah.
I mean, literally from the opening break, where you do the slow push mid-map, you find a couple kills, then you surge forward, you get 2 ticks. Clay earned streaks. By the way, the gunfight he had to win to earn the Hellstorm. Nice little snap from the old man.
Yeah, real good.
And then even the decision making to go for the flank towards B, cleared out, and then to not use the streaks. I was thinking use it just to secure, make things easy, but at the same time, you got plenty of time. You can use it after you come off respawn if you need to.
Just look at his score towards more streaks.
So now he's definitely
25. Yeah, you're gonna use that ASAP. Honestly, you might just use the Hellstorm as well, even if you don't connect with anything. But he does connect with Whalers.
So he's got the lightning strike back.
Another one, and also Hellstorm kills here for the Hellstorm. Can he angle it?
Good read.
Just beautiful. Just beautiful. 15 and 6. He's in fine form today. That's for sure. And he's actually used his lightning again. So Clay basically saying, here, let me just give you a clinic on getting spawn trapped by streaks. At least he gets the information. It's only a 4-kill lead, though. And now, more importantly for me, Clay has to find the other Hellstorm. He's invested a lot into this life, into this streak. What does he need? 70 points. So the kill would do. Almost terrible timing.
And if I'm United, I was going to say, I'm happy to burn everything this round. Burn it and beat him 3-0. You still got the Hellstorm. He's calling that. You got the Tempest. Does get shut down. The Hellstorm's here. Simp's on a flank. You get hit markers. There's the trade with the gun. He gets shut down. Simp, though, spawn killing top yellow. Spawn killing still. And that just makes the pressure of the point so much easier. 20v15. Elevate. They got more than their work cut out for him. The Grab Sam only finds 1, but you're happy to get the kill nonetheless.
Well, to stay alive, there's going to be one player pushing into A. It's Brezzy. This could be Elevate's last chance. It's Clay versus Brezzy. Clay wins that fight. Everyone else, I don't think they're going to even get close. War Machine is out. So just to put that in the back of Beezy's head. And honestly, with how close Game 1 and Game 2 were, Game 3 was an absolute just destruction of Elevate. eUnited just played that every single round. Even though some of them rounds were close, I'll give you. perfectly. Decision making, when to use their specialists, their streaks. Absolutely everything was flawless there from eUnited.
It was a series of fortunate events. Anytime you use a lightning to get yourself a second lightning,
it's a pretty good time.
You're happy. Yeah. Because you're calling out, hey, I got a lightning. Your team's like, you just, and you're like, yeah, no, I have another one. And you call it like, I think off streaks alone, that was like 4 or 5 kills. And then if you add in the specialist, it was one with the Grab Slam, one with the Tempest.
I don't think the War Machine did anything but kill.
The War Machine got at least one and a teammate.
Okay.
But either way, you have all this utility the final round. So that's without guns, you find 6, 7 kills, something along those lines. And that's just, it's the snowball.
It's almost 33% of an overall life count around there, so.
Quick maths.
Very quick.
Or sorry, quick math.
Either way.
Or no, you say maths. Yeah, I got that right the first time.
Yep. eUnited, very, very good display there in game 3. Now can they use that as their momentum to boost them forward? Maybe try and take game number 4 as well. Of course, we stay with Respawn. We stay on hardpoint. Maybe we jump the gun a little bit on the Elevate storyline. But either way, game 1 and game 2 was incredibly close. Yeah, incredibly close.
I wouldn't say jumping the gun in either direction, no matter how this series pans out, just because still a new team. We still haven't seen a ton in a game 5 loss to Heretics. Heretics, we talked about it before, 9-3 record in game 5s. They're super clutch. And I just think there's a couple teams that have separated themselves from the pack, and then everyone else is in a dogfight. There's like 2 or 3 teams at the tippy top, and then as far as I'm concerned, everyone else on any given day can just beat each other.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Well, here's a look at how the series has gone so far. Again, it's been nail-bitingly close. 250-239, 6-5, round 11, and the 3-0, so not so close. Now we send it over to an Arsenal hardpoint, and if I'm not mistaken, this was the map we were casting. Was it last week with eUnited, where you asked them, hey, who are they playing against? You're like, why did you pick the Arsenal hardpoint? I forget who it was they were playing, but they were very, very good at it, and they said, oh, don't worry, bro, chill, chill. And then they came out and played very, very well.
Was that? I remember the chill, bro. I don't remember the map specifically, and I can't remember who they were playing against, but I definitely remember the chill, bro.
It was definitely Arsenal.
And then they won.
And they won. Yeah.
They no, they didn't 100 points. They won by like 100 points.
Yeah, they won by like 100 points. It was very impressive. So when it comes to this map, we know after just recent times, they're very good. I just wish I could remember exactly which team it was. But either way, we're underway. First hill, under Elevate control.
Yeah, BZ just shot everything on the map. Unfortunately not able to pick up too many kills on the uptake, and the opening break goes the way of Elevate. eUnited, of course, well, they got a couple things they want to do. Break into, get control of the hill, fight for spawns, and honestly, at this point in time, nothing's looking great for him. Skies gets his 4th or 5th nade kill of the game. By the way, Brezzi 4-0 off the rip.
Yeah, Brezzi 350 away from streaks. A little early, it feels like, to talk about him, but how good he's been. You never know. Make that 2-10. Final 10 seconds of scrap time. If he finds one more kill, he's going to be in a great position for the rotation, but no. Shut down, but a good early lead here for Elevate.
I think it would be even crazier if Maven was correct about the series call with Elevating win both the hard points. If you would, if Elevate wins a series and you told me it was off the back of both Search and Destroy, I'd be like, that's crazy, but I would believe you. If they do it off both hard points and then the game 5, to me, that would be insane.
Fair enough. Insane? More so than both searches with how good eUnited search has been?
I mean, well, yeah, but it's not like their hard points have been bad.
Yeah,
they're like 5-1 a hard point. It would make more sense for you to be able to game plan for Search and Destroy, make big plays, someone gets streaks, gridlock, whatever it's going to be, than to win both the hard. Like that, to me, from the side of Elevate, it would just be crazy. Especially like we just watched yesterday against 100 Thieves. eUnited looked really good in Respawn.
Yeah, very good. Very good indeed. Absolutely right. Is Elevate still with the lead in the hard point as we rotate over towards P3. 5 seconds left. It's 53-36 the score as we rotate. 52-36, close enough. Simp working towards streaks of his own. 350 is what he needs, but he's surely dead. There's 3 players all around him. It's just a matter of time. Now it comes down to Marsty's in the hill. He's gonna have to play from kind of the unfavorable side for a few moments just to win a couple of fights, but the fight's not won by him. Teammates shut down 2. In flies Ruiz. Elevate, smell a break.
Big kill. In Whalers just did a fantastic job of staying alive in lobby and even finding kills, more importantly. So nice little break coming in from Elevate. Just a smaller note, Sky's this series, he has had some ridiculous number of frag kills. I mean, I say ridiculous, it's probably like 4 or 5, but 4 or 5 is a lot for a series. So he's been putting in some...
Just in the respawn alone, I would say.
Yeah, nice little equipment work.
It's been very, very efficient. You normally, or in the past at least, I only really saw it in Search. He's making it work very well in the respawns. Oh, indeed. Let's speak of the devil, 4:30 away from streaks. United have the rotation. They're down about 30 points.
And he's going to go all the way around. So it looks like Elevate, they're going to be happy to give away maybe 15 seconds of the first thing, but they're trying to go for the Prince. You see Brezzi is able to pick up a kill in window. So the pinch is here. Now the players on the back end come through. They're trying to trap eUnited in. They took their time to set it up, and it works perfectly. Again, you trade away 15 seconds to get that clean break. You don't make it scrappy. You don't give the opponent any chance. You trap them in. You win the gunfights. And that is as good as it gets from Elevate. Because Brezzi, by the way, talked about how great Skies is on a 5 spree. 14-6 right now.
Yeah, both players have been very, very good. Skies earns his Lightning. And he should get the Hellstorm. That last player goes for the challenge. Meanwhile, on rotation, Brezzi's already there. I believe he's earned his War Machine, so could use it if he wants. Well, there's a wild Clayster to his left. And he'll fall there. Skies still working on that Hellstorm. More importantly here for Elevate, it's all about the spawns. I think Emery's planned on that. Either way, waste at least a little bit of time. Teammates still have the back of the map.
Skies, if they get a nice little break and call in the lightning strike of when they're coming through the front, but situation never occurred, so it's just going to be Brezzi with the flank, able to get inside the hill. He eventually gets chopped down, and well, United from the front doing a pretty solid job of keeping control. Clayster has been incredibly annoying, just on and off the map. Finally, they hunt him down, and it looks like they might be able to take a BZ down with him, and just like that, clean break from Elevate, and they got a 40-point lead then.
That was what looked like a very simple pinch that was coming through there for United, but the gunfights were lost. Team kill comes through. No streaks for Perfeezy. He's about 300 off. And now if you're United, honestly, with 13 seconds left, you just got to kind of give this up and make sure you control P1. You can really lock it down, but Skies is going to go for the Lightning here. Interesting. Doesn't connect with anything. 3 players go down. However, Perfeezy almost performed a miracle. United will get control of P1.
Well, Perfeezy loud, eUnited in the hill. Quite a few kills are going their way. You see Clayster has been popping up pretty consistently lately with the ICR. I think maybe he had the Maddox for a bit, but started slow, so possibly made the switch. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe he finally just started getting kills. So that's the only reason I noticed. But either way, he has heated up just a little bit. Pristini's able to pick up too. This first tilt, despite the lightning strike, eUnited has held just about perfectly. And they're right back in this game. Of course, Elevate, they're just giving away those final 20 seconds, trying to secure these spawns for next.
Honestly,
United,
really,
a lot of time for the break.
Really not sure about that lightning decision. For me, a little strange. Yes, you're trying to break through, and obviously, yes, you can streak it there, but a little early to pull the trigger. But now, War Machine's out for Brezzi. This rotation is huge. I want to say must win. Simp just jumps over the final War Machine that would have killed him and just slaps Brezzi in the face. No. I'm going to try and do my best to win this rotation for the squad. Elevate up. Over 10 points now. Grab Slam available for them as well. It's for Feezy that can pull the trigger at any moment. They have the early time and control.
He's just waiting for it. He's waiting for these players to slide in the front of the hill just to go over and grab slam, but he expects only one to be there, so he doesn't pull the trigger. And you can see it was probably a solid decision. He's going to save it. eUnited right back in the hill. The debate on the grab is probably there, but again, such a tough place to even go through with or without the grapple. It's actually Pristini with the Vision Pulse. Because RC, of course, well, switched attempts. We've already seen that. But eUnited, final couple seconds going their way.
Yep, another lead change. This game very similar to hardpoint number 1. Back and forth. Will be Elevate that have the initial control of P3. Vision Pulse has been popped. That coming from Prestini. And Prestini also extremely close to streaks. 190 is what he needs. Profizi's weak, but he's dipped into vent. That's going to be a problem as Prasini actually falls there as well, so no streaks for him. But United have broken. Profizi coming through vent. No, there's the first, almost the second. United break straight back.
Yeah, it was a fairly early vision pulse as well. Maybe it helps you out to get closer to that streak progression, but either way, eUnited do not get a ton out of it. Lead change number 3 or 4, however many it's been. But this is a hill you'd imagine they'll be able to hold on to. Reggie being annoying inside events. He gets traded out effectively by his teammate Profizi. Well, he's just sitting on the graph because he doesn't need to use it yet. Waiting for those big moments, and eUnited maybe fighting for the scrap, but 10 seconds, even if they get it, it's not that great. They double challenge Fort, and Beezy's gonna sit on the hill. Meanwhile, it's Elevate and New.
2-1, 1-8-5. Elevate should be able to extend that lead. The question by how much Beezy's earned himself a grab slam now. It just comes down to me, when does Profizi want to invest his? Because War Machine is now out by Sim. Almost connected with a teammate. Scrappy hill so far. Again, both teams just trying to get control, and it looks like control is finally gone in favor of Elevate.
And this is eUnited. They don't have a ton of time to get this set up, but they're going to have to make big plays to come in. Reggie actually kills himself with the cluster and utilized the War Machine originally, and then the grab slam to get the break. So eUnited didn't have a lot of time, but they still made the play happen. Now you're thinking about how do you want to use the specialist. Profizi probably thinking about saving for that next room. RC as well has the Tempest. It looks like that's just about it. United holding on for these 15 seconds. RC's actually pulls out the Tempest now. They get the break on this hill. They do retake the lead for the moment. But that rotation next, Elevate is there first.
RC's misses 3 Tempest shots. United in the lead now by just 10 seconds. Elevate in the new hill though, so the lead diminishing very, very quickly. And the positioning of the Elevate players is almost perfect. We'll see another lead change as Simp hunted down from top window. Skies could be the playmaker here to force this a game 5.
Cheeky little nade, but again, this is Elevate's game to lose. You still got Profizi with the grab. If things get hairy inside this hill, they can still win it here. He's able to find a kill. Trades are coming from every direction. Skies gets wall banged. Reggie and M. Ruiz, the lone men around the hill, but they come out on top. M. Ruiz again getting close to streaks. A War Machine coming out from Reggie, and eUnited, they got to sprint to the hill. They got to get past a war to find it. And even when they get here, what do? There's so much they have to find. 4 seconds this game is Elevates. The trades going their way. Profizi, the stamp on the game potentially, and Reggie with the final kill. 2 hard points, Ben. The way of Elevate.
I'm just saying, if Elevate win game 5, Maven's not right. That prediction goes out the window because he said 2 search and destroys. So I don't care.
This one's crazier though, Ben.
I'm not giving it to him. Don't care. It's a solid prediction, but crazy one at that. Elevate win both hard points to force game 5 search and destroy. And the first search, of course, went all the way to that round 11. If you had any doubts about Elevate, they're trying to put on a show here to just prove you they really are one of the best teams in the world. United not able to close it out despite coming off a lot of momentum after yesterday's big result against 100 Thieves. They got their revenge. And we've often said, are they a team who maybe plays their opponent a little too much? Elevate saying, you can't do that against us. We'll punish you.
And Ben, I think we're just back on our game 5 spree.
Yeah.
I think at the start of the year, it was like 70% game 5s. We took a little break during the Pro League, but apparently we're back.
We needed to rest a little bit.
Save the voices.
Save the voices. 3 events left. That's another game 5 for us. It's like our 3rd or 4th in a row now. It's getting a little crazy. Sim's reaction to his credible snipe. He's going to need to bring that in game 5. Search and destroy. Get more reactions like that from Clay. Game 5. We're just on Game 5 alert today. eUnited, Elevate. This one going the distance, and if the first search is anything to go by, this could be a fantastic way to close out what, for the most part, has been a very, very competitive series. Take away maybe the control, which eUnited kind of cruised through. Either way, Game 5 on the way.
And this is a moment of redemption for Elevate, because again, they had a really good week last week, obviously 3-0, but that the next step is to beat those top teams. Heretics, they got top 6. They're obviously one of the top teams in the world, but Elevate loses the Game 5 to them. But now you get a chance of redemption. eUnited, a step even higher in the ladder. And now you have that redemption. You win that Game 5, and that alleviates any questions of any negativity I was trying to put on them, Ben. They get this win, and it's boom, this team is here.
However, we talked a little bit about Heretics and their Game 5 search and destroy prowess. eUnited's not that bad either.
No, they're pretty good. 9-2 on the year.
Okay.
Obviously, they made a roster swap, 5-1 with Sim.
But I will say, some of the teams that they've beaten in those Game 5s, it's not
like Heretics when they were losing to Gen.G when Gen.G was at their best in Search and Destroy.
Right.
They've won a lot of Game 5s, but it's mostly Game 5s you expect them to win, yes.
Would you say this is another Game 5 you expect them to win?
I would, but again, Elevate has been ferocious. They had the 5-4 lead or whatever it was back in the gridlock. They won 4 rounds in a row. Elevate is a very streaky team in Search.
Costini should, with that kill, put this round to bed. Emery's last man up. And is he thinking about maybe doing something a little crazy? No. Is he off? He's waiting. He's patient. As it stands, eUnited just saying, no, we'll wait. Patience.
I believe he can fly. He can't.
No. Tried to, though.
Nope.
Didn't flap his arms fast enough.
It's very true. The bomb weighed him down. Is the only problem.
Ah, you're right. Always put the bomb down before you jump off the map.
That's an issue.
So that's what you should do. Give away 3 points. Why not? There was a kill from Prestini. That one essentially just sealed the deal.
Fantastic one at that. Worked hard for it.
Yeah, it's always tough when you're coming up behind someone. The first thing that comes through your mind is, please, God, don't let me get well starred here.
Basically. It's the first thought that goes through my mind, at least.
Somehow I don't think that was what went through Prestini's mind.
Oh, just, hey.
But I hope it wasn't.
Nah, he was fine.
Yes. Now Skies, sniper rifle, just push straight through mid. Now goes for the weapon switch. ICR out. Ramp has been lowered.
And the bomb's getting planted to B.
Ultimate bait.
You're out for free.
Just looking at the post point setup here. Simple the sniper. Honestly, might be able to do some damage here. Brezi's the only one going for the flank here for Elevate, and if he gets caught, this is going to be bad news for them.
Well, he has actually drawn quite a few players' his attention. It's causing distraction. His teammates have to make a play towards B. You got a player that flanked through tunnels of Beezy with a huge 1v1. Pristini, that is in fact a Sog. So he's dead. Emery's is actually on bomb. Clayster here, much better gun for this fight. And on the flank, RCD secures it with that one-on-one. Not enough time to make a play in eUnited. Nice little strat. You get the bait with lowering the platform to get the plan over towards B. And even with some slightly strange gunfights, you secure the win with basically zero fear. The bomb is down in an impossible spot to get the defuse, and you have all the amazing angles to work with to make sure you shoot the guy with bomb.
And the correct weaponry, as Clay shows you there. Bomb diffuser dead. Top dead as well. eUnited off to a good start here in Game 5. It's 2 rounds back to back. 2-0 advantage. Clay going to be working towards some streaks. We'll see if he's able to get them. Not that that's really the priority this round. Elevate back on the attack, and well, it looks like they're just both fast flooding over towards Connector.
Well, talk about speed. Beezy will happily be there. Simp is going to match him. Just finds 2 kills. That is the Tiny Terror duo putting in work to give the eUnited the slight man advantage. Skies, of course, has been known to make a play or two. The nade does not connect, but he gets the bomb safely. And now it's about what kind of plays can him and Whalers put to the table. Well, they are clearing out their own spawn. And, of course, well, eUnited definitely not there. But now they know.
Meanwhile, eUnited, see those 3 arrows tracking back over towards A. That's Simp, Prestini, and Arcides. Skies and Whalers. Whalers still searching for his first kill so far, and Skies is just going to get terrible timing, nothing he can do, and Whalers is going to fall as well. eUnited, search and destroy, no problem so far.
Payload looking a little bit stronger than Gridlock. Obviously, we've seen Elevate do some pretty solid things on Gridlock in the past. Payload maybe a little bit less practice, and you can see Simp, they just, I won't say lined up, because that's not really, I mean, it's technically lining up, but Simp just winning the tough gunfights and obviously had quite a bit of help as a Beezy being that entry man. 3 in a row. This is now 5 in a row. Total search and destroy rounds.
Quick
for those
math.
keeping track at home. Quick math.
Just for you, no less. Simp sniping. Looks like he's going to go outside towards the outskirt. No one home, though. Of course, it was a nice little bait push last round from eUnited. They dropped down the ramp, and they obviously went over towards B. This time, though, Simp's still looking. It's going to be Brezzy sniping, and he almost found the pick, but could be in trouble himself as he throws out the nade. Shots going down left and right. Almost a collateral lining up for Simp if he hits that. Be good night this round. Instead, just the one will do.
Oh, poor Brezzy. He gets the hit marker, and then just the sniper battle against Simp has been going the way of Simp fairly frequently. A couple players peek out towards the side, and a player drops underneath. Clayster doing exactly what you expect in that situation. And now you don't get the bomb has gotten planted, excuse me, but a 4v2. Oh, Twitch chat, how we love you. I have no idea why Elevate won this round. Crazy retake by them. It's been a while since it's happened.
He slipped, all right? He slipped.
No, he slid straight off the map.
His thumb slipped. He didn't want to slide.
All right.
I just imagine the comms in this situation. I got you, help, I got you. Ah.
Zuma somewhere just twitched. Do you remember that conversation where back in Black Ops 3, Zuma's like, dude, you're doing it on purpose. Oh. There's something, like, I don't know why.
I mean, there's a reason it's a meme. It just happens so consistently, and you're absolutely right. That's the first time I've seen that happen in a very, very long time, to be fair. Probably happened like last week. I mean, it's harder this year.
On some maps, yeah. Well, no, not actually.
I mean, Payload's the worst.
Yeah.
Place around it, you can even fall off the map on the other side, which is inside. No hold.
Gridlock you can't really fall off of.
Nah, that doesn't count.
You have to go well out of your way.
Real fun. 3-1 though. They get their first round thanks to maybe a little bit of a mistake. Whether they would have won it or not, though, remains to be seen. Challenge from Prestini. He finds one, and Ruiz found first blood. Clay shuts down a second, though, and just like that, United back to their slaying ways. They know where Whalers is, but Whalers actually found two, so a 1v2. Possible. Unlikely, yes, but possible. The issue for Brezzy, United know they have bomb.
Yeah, Simp and Prestini just a swarm around it. They actually spot him out instantly, and you see that play call. Well, it's not even a play call. I don't even know if they had time to discuss, hey, I spotted him over here. How do you want to approach the situation? It is just, hey, kill him. No hesitation.
There he is.
Trade it out. Just instantaneous stuff. And Whalers, again, did a good job to give his team hope. And I think the craziest thing I thought of this round, it's amazing how often Clay falls off the map, even when we gave him a jetpack. We gave him the power of flight, and he still couldn't handle it.
Tell you what he can handle, though. The Game 5 pressure. That stat looking like it's going to be even more impressive at the end of this Elevate series. We'll see. 4-1 the lead. Simp, oof, close. 8 and 8, though. Elevate already looking, rotating, and look at what they've done this time. Did the bait and switch of bombs in round number 1. Now they've done it here in round 6, and it's the opposite way. Bombs over towards A. The distraction is over towards B. First blood's going to come through. That is at A. Now Elevate should know. They've been swindled here, Chance.
Yeah, the bamboozle on point. You see Whalers the first one to get blooded, and that's just a Beezy with the SOG against Whalers that had a KN or an ICR, a disadvantageous gun. So now you got eUnited surging forward, hyper aggression. The pressure is there. And again, no hesitation on the trade. Simp and Prestini. If the only goal is to fly forward and get a kills, that is 2 amazing people for the job.
Right. Definitely 2 players you'd want doing that task. Rest plate. Kill right there. And eUnited with a big lead now. Honestly, this should be impossible to throw away.
Elevate clutch. They were down 5-1 yesterday against Heretics, I'm pretty sure.
On payload?
I think it might have been Gridlock. But I'm not confident on that. But I think it might have been Gridlock. But either way, they've done it before. They could do it again. First blood goes their way. They expect the aggression. The aggression is there. The hit marker also is. But either way, Clay does even the odds at a 4v4. Persini spots 2 on the cross. Whalers, by the way, has already cleared out 1 site to B. So number 3 when he gets here. The only job is to watch tunnel skies. Well, Johnny on the spot. He's doing it. Clayster knows he can't take the fight. He's debating on the wall bang. Yeah, Clayster's going to try, but the bomb getting planted for what Whalers has already cleared out.
Oh, that's so unlucky.
Unless you're Perfeezy, in which case it's very lucky.
That's also a valid point. Still 4v4 though. Retake still possible. Simp can try and find the opening with the sniper or the kill up top. That would be huge for eUnited on this task. They know there's a player there. Simp doesn't want to draw his attention just yet. 20 seconds left. Time's ticking. There's a start from Clay, and Simp just has to fly forward, and he's going to go just for it. Doesn't find his pick. And the round should be over. 10 seconds left. And Ruiz, can he find the kill? The bomb!
He got it. That is an amazing play from Persini at the end. Ruiz tried to bait out information showing up top, but Persini with the snapper. He did it with the Maddox this series. He did it with the SOG this series. And he tops it all off with the ICR at the end. Elevate, they poured the pressure on, make no mistake. But eUnited now have a 10-2 record overall in those game 5s and 6-1 since they picked up Simp.
Very, very impressive stats, that's for sure. But one thing I think everyone can agree on is Elevate definitely have improved a lot in a space of time, which I don't think many of us anticipated, right? We talked about last week, their games, games which you could see them winning. This week, 2 game 5s, or the game 5 against Heretics, and obviously this one here. A little unfortunate not to close them out. That one, not close at all. eUnited in control. The only round they actually won was when Clay took a little bit of a dip off the map, or a trip, if you will. But that's everything for myself and Chance for the day. So over to Maven at the desk.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll tell you what, Pac, it was 5-4 in map 2, and I thought there was a chance that I was going to be correct.
You couldn't have been any more wrong.
It was so close.
The most wrong prediction that you could have given.
But it was close.
To being kind of less wrong? That was horribly wrong. You said they were going to win both Search and Destroys. They lost both. You didn't say that. You didn't say the Search and Destroy was going to be kind of close, and then they get blown out in the last one. They're going to. Sometimes it happens.
Bring it over here.
All right, come on.
Good job.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, it does.
Sometimes
it does. All right, I want to talk to you, Study, about that spot where it's 5-4, game 2. Elevate's got the advantage. You think they're going to go up 2-0. Things kind of fall apart. What happened?
Yeah, it was 4-3 to go.
4-3, okay.
It was 4-3, but Brezzy was sitting bottom red. He was sitting in that corner. Persini went for the bomb plant. It was an angle that Brezzy just got him off the bomb site. Then 5-5, he tried to play the same exact positioning, and it just didn't work. eUnited decided to switch it up this time and sent Abizi and Persini to both challenge him in that building, and he got first blooded, and then it all spiraled out of control. It's like if you already played one position, and it was a really big kill for that one position that you were playing in that bottom red corner, why would you want to play it again 5-5? Doesn't make sense.
It's one of those things, like, too, where eUnited kind of just big balled that last play call, right? Last round, you just all,
they did.
They did. They just all pushed B Street instantly. And I know Clint this is the first time. Usually casters and analysts or whatever, we're completely unbiased. We don't care who wins. Clint said, "Come on!" Instantly.
Yeah, I was outwardly rooting for him. I was.
Simply for the sake of his prediction, didn't work. eUnited took control of that area immediately and won the round so quick.
Well, I got a question about, all right, so you talked about kind of the mid-round adjustments that'll happen. Nameless, what do you think defines a team that's better at that? Like the teams that pick up on maybe the habits of teams throughout the course of it, and once you get to round 6, 7, 8, they're able to adapt to it. Like what defines those kind of teams?
Well, like a team like eUnited, right? They have Clayster, who's been around for a very long time, and he always takes pride in the fact that he started out being a search and destroy all-star. That's where he came from. That was his roots. So, when you get in these situations often, you have to go back and realize, okay, what are we doing wrong to lose these games? And when it gets to that point, when you're in a match versus a team like Elevate, you're like, we can capitalize on their mistakes, right? Like they're not a very refined team in search and destroy. So what they're doing, let's just counter it and switch it up. You have the pieces on your team. You have aggressive players. You have players who can make those, they can adapt mid-game, and that's exactly what EU do.
And on the other side of this, though, it gets really tough because if you're Elevate, you came into this week, I think at least I was thinking they had a chance to maybe get in the top 4, but now you lose, back-to-back Game 5s to Heretics and eUnited. Pack, I know it's not over yet.
Next, right?
There's still a lot of series left, but do you give them any real chance to fight to the top 4 now?
No, I mean, this was the one they needed to win. They needed to win that. Yeah, yesterday too, but they had a chance in this series. They really did. United tried to play frequency. They lost it. They gave them that second map. They should have closed it out. They didn't. In that third map, what did we talk about before the series? One of the 2 players didn't go off. Brezzy had a bad game 3. They got blown out. This was their chance to actually fight for that top 4, even though I didn't expect them to win it. Yeah. This is what their chance to do it. And
Study, do you think that now it looks like they're going to have a rough week? Instead of they're already 0-2. Best they can do is 2-2. So they're probably not going to be battling into the top 4. Do you think this almost guarantees we'll more than likely see a roster shift with Elevate after Anaheim?
I don't know if a roster shift would be like what they need, because there's just been players that just been stepping up when they need to. Like Emery's yesterday had an unbelievable performance. Even today, he has his sprites of greatness whenever he does on the map. And even Wearless decided to step it up as well. And just overall, I just couldn't believe it. Wait, I'm lost. Take it. I lost.
I know what you're trying to say.
I just literally caught myself so bad.
I know what you're trying to say.
I just caught myself so bad.
Did your brain just explode?
It just went like this.
That's all right. I've been there.
I think I just went bald.
It's more common.
I couldn't even believe it.
You know what that reminds me of?
I went bald.
You know what that reminds me of? When we used to play COD. Actually, he was on my team. He'd just be like, and I'm lost. Take over.
Exactly what just happened.
So listen, I know he was talking about it in the green room. So it's like you need Brezzy and Skies to pretty much go off in the respawns for these guys, and they did that, man. Like especially on that game 4, Brezzy had an incredible performance, and Skies throughout the series and throughout the whole 2 weeks for this Elevate team has been unbelievable. Like they're 1 round away from winning this series 3-1. Right? This is a team that is pretty solid, and I don't think they need a roster change. I think they'll be fine.
All right. Well, now that we've talked about this series a little bit, we do need to start looking forward to our final 2 matches of the night. I want to start this off by kind of talking about E6 on this side of this. So, Pac-Man, over the past, let's say, week and a half, what have you seen from E6?
They can't close out maps.
Yeah.
They put themselves in position to win games all the time, and they fail to close out. There's spots where they've been up, and they were up. There was just last series. They had 2 1v2s on payload, 2 1v2 or 2v1s. Double naded. Then they gave up a free gunfight win and then lost a gunfight with Crash.
Yeah.
Like they never close out, but they put themselves in position to win. Where I'm always like, they're not that bad. But then at the end of the day, they lose.
They look like a worse version of the new iteration of Gen G. Like the last 2 weeks where we saw Gen G where they couldn't close out games. This is what E6 is like, a worse version of them.
But what about for God Rex? I mean, yeah, we can talk about the London, but with his result, at least here in the Pro League, his stats have been pretty solid. He's above a 1.0 throughout every single game mode. Is it maybe just a chance of a little bit more time to click with him?
Yeah, I mean, I think they need a little bit more time to click with him. He started to perform way better as of late. And also, somebody else who's stepped up has been General. I was pretty critical of him in the first couple of matches they had during the split, but he started to pick it up towards then, and he had consistency in the last 2 series throughout. So I think if you get Godarex playing on form, you get General to play on form as well, and then you get Kismet to be that aggressive player, this can be a team that is pretty solid.
But I got to think that this matchup for E6 is infinitely harder based on the result from yesterday's match, right? Like, if 100 Thieves won comfortably yesterday, then you'd be like, okay, all right, maybe this is a track game. But since they got 3-0 by eUnited, like, Study, this has got to be even harder, right?
100 Thieves are going to come in with a totally different mindset.
You would think so.
The way that they played eUnited was just not the 100 Thieves that we were all expecting. They lost 3-0, so now people are starting to ask questions. Are they going to be the best team at Anaheim? So this is what's going to, in this series, they're just going to be like, all right, this is for us.
I'm curious. Back when you guys were players, like, is that something you really thought about? Like, oh, this team got smoked their last match. Like, they're going to come out at us with a fire. Like, is that something you guys actually thought about a lot?
Oh, absolutely. Like, if you're going up against Optic after they just lost, you're like, okay, there's no way Optic's going to get bumped out back to back. We got to be on point. But one thing I will say for E6 in this match is E6 have been sensational at control. You know, even back when they had Chino, they were great at control. So going into the series, if they can capitalize on that control, pull out maybe a hard one, we might see a Game 5 series.
Well, let's start to focus a little bit on the other side of this now with 100 Thieves. Slasher has been sensational. I know you've got a lot of a history with him, Packy. You're a part of the crew that picked him up last year onto that Rise squad. Why has he been so special with this team?
Honestly, he does just shoot really straight. Plus, he's also really smart. The team trusts him now. And I think they trusted him before, but they weren't able to implement it without Priesta. When they picked up Priesta, they trust him, and now it's coming together where he looks phenomenal again, just like he has in the past 4 seasons. Him and Kenny are, to me, the best bats do in the game, and he's just shining at it.
Well, yeah, and Slasher's also that guy who's like really mean before you win the tournament, and then you win the tournament, and he's like, he's your best friend now, right? And then also they have replays, so when he does rage, and you know, Chris can kind of just be like, okay, this is what he was really saying. This is what he really wants you guys to do.
But having dealt with Slasher, it just comes from a place of hyper competitiveness. Like, I just want to win, and he's not the best at getting that across to his teammates. But it's all coming from the right place. Like,
well, how frustrated do you think he was after last night's loss?
Not very.
No?
Honestly,
well,
not very.
We spoke to him for a second, and he was just like, it's a league match. You know, like, they can have that one. We're going to bounce back. We're going to get better, and we're going to win.
Also, Clayster always smokes him in league matches.
Dating from last year, remember Rise?
Back to Rise. You smoke him all the time in league matches, and they talk crap back and forth.
That's right. I remember that.
The Looney and Clayster.
Looney and Clay got into it like 10 times last year, right?
Well, that was really all of Rise versus Clayster beef as well. And we just kind of made it the Looney-Clay beef, but they were all mad about
vocal. But Slashers used to losing to him in league matches.
All right, well, Study, considering 100 Thieves are coming off that loss, I guess if E6 are going to take this, how are they going to get it done?
Well, last week, one thing that was a big issue for them, their specialist usage was unbelievably horrendous. It was absolutely terrible. And just a small talk between that team. If they're able to just go back to the last week and just realize their mistakes, because we saw Kismet pulling out a war machine inside the vent area.
Unacceptable.
I've never seen that in this entire game since I've been watching. But just overall, just better specialist usage and a lot better communication, because that 2v1 between Frosty and God RX is just unbelievable.
What do you think separates because obviously we've had Call of Duty titles with specialists, some without. Like, what separates like a good specialist player versus a poor one?
Just the timings that they use it. Just the timings
I think it comes down to practice. I think a good specialist team in general, right? Like, you have these situations. The war machine is best used here. So I'm going to pull it out here regardless of, you know, what's going on this map, right? Yeah. Let's try to practice it and then use it in the match for that practice situation. The Tempest is best to break this hill. I have my Tempest. Okay, I'm going to use mine. You save your Tempest to break second hill. Like, you do it in situations that you've practiced, so it's high percentage.
Well, we'll see if they can improve on it, but just to give you guys a refresher, we are going to take a look at this schedule here. We have a couple more matches remaining tonight. Up next, E6 versus 100 Thieves. We'll see if 100 Thieves can rebound from that devastating loss yesterday in 3-0 fashion to eUnited. And the final match of the night, Envy versus Splice, two teams that have been struggling, looking to bounce back and show they deserve placing in the top 4. I mean, Envy's coming, top 4 at London. We have not seen that squad yet. Is this week we'll see them come out with a fire. But up next, it's going to be eUnited. Oh, sorry, not eUnited. It's E6 100 Thieves. We'll be right back.
Yeah.